and welcome to Conversations with me, your girl Sally Kanji, aka I am Sal. I'm so excited to be back here. I know I haven't really posted anything in a while, but this is because of some unfortunate situation that happened. But in any case, like, this is what I love to do. That's why I'm here, and I'm here for you. And also, we'll try to progress as we can. So, watching me for the first time, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that you get first-hand notification when any video is posted on my channel. Also, okay, and the situation that happened is really something that inspired this particular topic for today. And so, before I get into that, I'd just like to mention that unfortunately there was a break-in at my house, so most of the things that we used to shoot the videos and do the recordings were stolen. But in any case, we are in a different setup today. We're at Milkland, and of course, as you can see, I'm enjoying my milkshake, courtesy of them. So we're shooting from Milkland. Thank you so much to them for allowing us to be here. So I'll get right into it. So the topic for today is particularly to do with the enemy of progress, right? So we have so many different, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, I'm back. So we have the enemy of progress. So we have so many different definitions when it comes to this enemy of progress. So interpretation of it is different, the definition of it is different, and it's according to one's experiences, I might guess. And so for me, I'm pointing this out because I feel that the very fact that someone decided to take away what I have and take me back to zero, for me that is one thing that I have really described as an enemy of progress, because when you get into a certain chip, you obviously want it to sell to a certain place, and you have a destination to reach. But if you don't get there and something happens, then yes, that qualifies to be an enemy of progress. And so you could be one person that has had a plan for like a very long time. You've been you've come up with these ideas of how you are going to work around it, all the particular stages. You have put the right people in place that are going to assist you, but then something seems not to be working out. So the debt that you might have set, anything you're working towards to set off, has been probably moved or disturbed because of one thing that has cut it off. All right. Okay, so it could be school, it could be work-wise, it could be a relationship, and you're probably getting to the next stage, and there's some pandemonium, all of a sudden, and you have to postpone or bring that to a stop. And you might have had a breakthrough, you're about to sign a big deal, but the enemy of progress is at play, and all that has to come to a pause as well. So today I just want to share with you about this phrase, the enemy of progress. In most times we refer to enemy of progress as a natural person. So it could be a person that is against your success, or a person that does not really see any value in you, or has no confidence in you and seeing you elevating to another level as well. So according to the definition, and I like to refer to the dictionary, so an enemy of progress is someone who hinders progress or fosters harmful designs against you. Okay, so they have all these things against you, and they feel that they need to bring that to a stop so that their plan now can come into play. That's why you have enemies, you have war between countries, because there is something that this particular nation wants to stop the other nation from doing as well. So it could be oil, it could be ammunition or whatever. I don't really know that, but yes, as long as they are against that progress. So, if you know about Winston Churchill was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and he was the Prime Minister between 1941 to 1945. That was during the Second World War, from 1951 to 1955 as well. So he said that sometimes perfection is the enemy of progress. But he went on and say, when we decide we want to try something new, right? The opportunity and fear of failure and rejection come knocking. So sometimes the enemy of progress is not out there. It's not a physical person, it's not a natural person. The enemy of progress could be ourselves, okay? There's one blogger that I know that is always, I think his name is Mix Kasamo, and he's always talking about, the enemy of progress he turns it as a Kimbo. Like when you want to succeed, and then the Kimbo within you just says, no, stop, okay? So for me, I really relate to that, because there have been times when I want to start up something and I really begin to doubt. I let doubt, fall into play, and all of a sudden the plans that I have really do not, take, they do not really start off as I would want them to be, okay? So, and now, what I would like to share with you also, since now we've come down to really describe what the enemy of progress is, or who the enemy of progress can be, and may I add that sometimes it could be in the family, and yes, it happens in most situations. I think maybe in the African setup, it's really so much that you have probably your ancestors or the ancestors that may not want to see progress, because they might have wronged someone during their time, and so it follows in the lineage and affects your generation as well. But you should know as well that success lies in your hands, okay? Regardless of what you're going through, regardless of what has been said against you, it's still possible for you to be a success, and that all begins with what we feed ourselves, and obviously getting over the doubts and getting past the I can'ts to becoming someone that will adopt the can-do spirit. And obviously, I think when it comes to association, it really matters who we associate with, because then, first of all, they will probably bring out the best in you. They will make you realize what you're good at and help you achieve that, or they will give you ideas on how to progress and be a success. So how do we overcome an enemy? In this case, first of all, you need to this is now brought down to a natural person. If you feel that there's one person that is an enemy of your progress, what you can do is try to understand the motive, understand your enemy. Why is this person against me? Why do they not want me to succeed? What should I do to them? Understand where they might be coming from, and then you'll be able to, overcome. The other thing that you can do if you come to approach them is obviously observe. It's not all the time that you should have something to say to your enemies. Sometimes you just need to observe, and probably the reciprocation of it is not enmity, true enmity, but it could be, where they're showing you this side of them that you don't like, and then you probably just distance yourself, or probably be nice to them instead. So that is action led, right? Then the other thing that you can do is avoid the enemies. Avoid the enemy of progress. If they come in this way, you go out the next side. It's not because you are weak, no, but it's because you do not want to continuously clash with them, okay, or encourage them to do something that is even worse. The other thing that you need to do is learn how to defend yourself. Okay, now we're not talking about defending yourself by having some ammunition or other things that may cause any bodily harm, but just find a way of protecting, yourself. Um, the one thing that really the Bible encourages us to do is to guard our hearts, because from there flows like springs of life. That's a very powerful verse, because there's so many times when we are faced with a lot of problems and maybe they harm us and get to our heart. But if we know how to really control that or protect our heart from getting hurt, then we are at a better position, we stand a better chance of overcoming the enemy. The other thing that you can do is, if something has happened to you, is to try to, like, move on, right? There's no need for you to stay in the same position at the same time, because you might be hindering yourself from getting to the next level of things. The other thing that you need to do is obviously try to build your character. Character is everything. The other day, there's a group that I'm in on Facebook, and someone posed a question, and they were asking what makes a man. Okay, so in my response to that, I said, manners maketh man. Okay, and this came from the movie Kingsman 2.
Manners maketh man. Do you know what that means? And let me teach you a lesson.
For me, it was a joke, but I thought most people were going to get that if they had watched the movie. They will be able to understand what manners maketh man. But what I would like to bring you to is, apart from that, the other definition that you would describe as what really makes man is the character. Character is everything. It's not about how you how people see you or how you talk to people. No, I'm getting that wrong. But it's how you actually respond to certain situations that really defines who you are. It's what you bring out. It's more what you bring out than what you actually take in. Because the world will throw a lot of arrows towards you, but how are you going to respond in this situation? And now this, having said this, overcoming an actual enemy, I think I would also like to link this to when it comes to like personal experiences or personal, decisions that we have made, or the fear that we've had to progress to the next level. What you need to do is, if you can, write down your plans. It's very, very important. I've seen, if you watch Steve Harvey, really encourage people on having like a vision board. Okay, so 2 years ago, I remember it was not really a vision board, but it was a prayer request that I had. I think that was the beginning of 2018 or 19, somewhere there. I had written down everything that I wanted. I had written down my prayer request to God, and it's not that everything happened like the following week or the following month or the following 2 months or 3 months down the line, but I saw the fruits. As I saw the tree, or I saw my prayers really bear fruits, because everything that I really prayed for came to be. And as much as probably one or two of those requests were not really met, but I do believe that as long as there is a plan, God takes it all and makes it into a reality. At church on Sunday, if it just reminds me, we're talking about God's nature and how He works. This is really paraphrased. It's not really according to how the pastor or the bishop really said it, but he's saying that God will give you a plan or ideas. Okay, God will open a door for you, but what you need to do is take those plans and go back to God and consult or tell Him, say, Lord, these are the plans, now begin to work. God can never work where there is no plan at all. How can you receive something that you never prayed for? How can you work on something or for a place that you never really hope to work for? So you need to be qualified to get to the position that you want to get to. And so today, I'd like to encourage you really that you need to defeat that enemy of progress, especially the one that's within If you have a business plan, if you have any plan whatsoever, please write it down and begin to work towards it. God will bless the works of your hands. Let's really move away from miracles happening. Even for a miracle to happen, there should have been, a prayer request that was put forward, and God, works His way through it to grant it to you. And so, on this particular note, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching this video, and of course, please be sure to share more, to like more, and obviously encourage other people to subscribe as well. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback towards any other topics that we have settled for. You can advise me on what other topics that I could bring to you as well. I would like to thank Milkelen for awarding me this opportunity to shoot my video from here. So for me, it's peace.